is up, y'all? It's me, Tasha C. And if y'all listening to this podcast, this is the Tasha C Show. This might be episode 51, 52, if y'all looking at the numbers. If y'all listening to the video that I have posted with my cover art for my podcast, it is for Tasha C TV on YouTube. It is day 58 of my 365 video journey. Which started October 8th, 2019, and the goal is to consistently make one video per day, whether, in this series, just be random stuff, whether it's a podcast or a video. Like I said, it's random, it's not like a particular thing. It could be, talking about the weather one day, talking about a movie the next, talking about a little entertainment news. So you get a little bit of everything. Maybe it might be a story time. This is not going to be a long one because it's already 11:04 p.m. and it's like I'm sleepy. I've been kind of been up earlier today, and I haven't actually had a nap. If y'all watched the video, and just let y'all know, if y'all hear any clicks or anything, that's my side of the phone, because I always say, I give y'all a little warning in the beginning now. I use Speaker. That's my main platform where I distribute my podcast. And if you're watching a YouTube video, you'll see it. Little Speaker, trademark and artwork. But also I use their studio, in order to upload and create my podcast. So I didn't know until last week before last, that actually I have, y'all, sometimes people can hear the notifications, email, sometimes even if somebody randomly trying to call in, or if I'm clicking, say if I want to look on something on the website, just to let y'all know, so it's not on your devices. If you're listening, whether through your phone, tablet, I don't know, can you listen to some of these watches now, or anything else, or, a computer, that's it. So I appreciate my YouTube fam, my podcast fam, that are listening to this and will listen to this in advance. Okay, right. I'm almost in a minute. It'll be 2 more days. I'll be at least 60 days. And it's December. So in a minute, about to knock and go to another season, starting winter in a couple weeks and New Year and everything else. So yeah. But like I said, y'all, I ain't gonna lie, it's probably the way it's looking right now, unless I change it. 9 times out of 10, it's probably gonna be way more podcasts than showing my face. I love making podcasts. I just made this to a topic. I love making podcasts because it's so easy to use the app. You got your sound effects, and you can make a podcast just using, your cell phone. Okay, so that is a lovely convenience, and I could lay here. Yesterday, it was so close by the time that it was about to, be midnight. That I went ahead and just did a live real quick with my bonnet on, and my, when sometimes y'all you get a shirt that's a little too big, and whatever. Colonel, my furry great nephew, was in the background. No, he was on the floor. Because it was carpet. Sometimes he lay on that for like 30 minutes sometimes if he's sleepy. Then he jumps in the bed. So, since I was pup sitting, basically, dog sitting rather, because he's not a puppy, he's just a size, he one of them small dogs. Not the small dogs, but he's a small dog. So, if he would have been on the bed, y'all, I probably would have showed him, whatever, but he was starting to, he'd go to bed, take a couple naps. See, y'all, that's my notification from YouVersion, my YouVersion Bible app. Okay. Alright, so, anyways, y'all, I'll probably, but I'm going to bring this up. I want to look in the near future as well. Besides, I know I'm repetitive, and I keep saying how to make up these podcasts and stuff. I mean, not the podcasts, but these reviews in the future that I want to be able to dedicate trying to catch up with what I haven't been able to catch up, last couple months, get everything ball on. I don't want to bring it. And it's not just because it's New Year. I just personally don't want to fall where I kind of slip and, it's new series, new season of Love and Hip Hop's about to come out. I did want to go back, just doing reviews, and I'm trying to see if I'm going to start back one of my other series that I also originally had done and started back this month or will in the future, but it all depends how much I get done, and I get it done, by, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, and Christmas, that, to see how much I get done. So, if I'm able to make those goals and, get, do as much as I can, y'all. And also in between my HS, my hydronitis, that's a shame that I've been diagnosed since 2011, even though I had this since 1996, actually. I can never get the last part of the Super Vita. See, I can never get, the whole name right. So I say HS instead of just the whole name. So, I had to be careful because you know how this weather is going. I get flare-ups a lot of times anyway. Not every time, but, it's been several years ago since, I may get at the most maybe a couple months where I don't have flare-ups, period. But I still have them. Then I have a double the flare-ups or a big one. And sometimes I notice it flares up more when it's in between seasons, changing seasons, and in between the seasons. So since it's about to be winter for real and not, the winter storm and stuff, I don't know how that's going to come to be about. So I still have some, of course, okay, as far as abscess and lesions. So I don't want to gross anybody out, whatever, but, I do, like I said, that's one thing I need to do too, is just like do an update about my illness. I do want to make more videos about my awareness of one of my chronic conditions. I made a couple of them before. I haven't made one recently as far like a video dedicated to that, just giving an update to bring more awareness about my condition and just people who have chronic illnesses, as well and conditions, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's important to show I'm a HS warrior, HS survivor, and other people who may be diagnosed with it or don't understand, and just just giving to understand like this is a person with me with HS is one way, and some person might have the same condition. And they're able to perform and able to basically carry out where they can do everything and it doesn't interrupt their life. I'm not saying interrupt my life, but like with certain daily stuff, they can do certain things. They can, they don't have chronic fatigue. I know sometimes I have periods where I have chronic fatigue as well in this cover. So, like I said, I just wanted to talk real quick about, I seen the meme online, of course, and also too, I'm thinking about it's only if I listen to the podcast. My YouTube cousin, she's, like I said, she's phenomenal. Jayla, the self-esteem queen. She has done so much. I had met her originally on YouTube. She's, life coach. She's, like really helps people. Human trafficking, helping. It's like when a person is such a phenomenal person, you can only say so many words. So she recently has done an interview with the new podcast with Melissa Ford, a lady named Boom. I think her name is Chantel. I don't want to mess their names up. Chanel, I think. Is a new podcast called We're Here for the Food. And I know a couple episodes of Coleridge. I know Ryan Davis, I think comedy was on there. I want to watch that episode. Like I said, they're kind of been new, and Self-Esteem Queen was on there. Jayla was on there. The podcast, it's also on YouTube, and it's also a podcast, like I said, episode. And I'm probably going to give my feedback, maybe a podcast dedicated to that. Might be part 2 because it depends how much I have to say about it. Because it's talking about the issues of, human trafficking. And, like I said, Jayla is a survivor of that and also helping other people, like I said, is phenomenal. But I don't want to talk about it that much right now until after I watch the interview. Just like I started to see a couple minutes of the Marion interview, but I'm going to talk about it more, y'all, when I watched the interview. Like I said, y'all, I didn't realize I've been up since 6 or 7 this morning. And then I went back to bed around, for another hour, 8. But I didn't pay attention. I've been up that long and no nap, period. And I'm in that point now where sometimes I have to nap, period, and sometimes naps help, sometimes they don't, you know how they are. So, but this time I'm yawning, and I think the only reason I'm doing that is because I haven't had a nap. I know I'm repeating myself, but I'm also trying to stay up. I'm about to sit here and go sleep on the podcast, and then the people who are listening like, what the hell happened? I know she said it was going to be problems with the damn podcast. But my original topic that I was going to do last night, but due to the fact I had, not to say I couldn't do it because Colonel was over here and my niece was visiting and his mom was over here and stuff like that. It's just that I didn't feel like, Colonel ain't a dog that barks, and it wasn't like, it was that much going on. I just rather have done it on a day where they weren't there, or at least he was completely asleep. It's just, how sometimes it's like, when you got your fam over, you got company over, and stuff sometime, that's what that was. So, I just went ahead and was on for a couple minutes and got off. Now, this is a mini topic. I hope I don't go over everything, because like I said, I'm really trying to get off of here, and probably let's say about 15 minutes I'm going to push it, because, going ahead and record, or maybe no more than 10 minutes. It depends. Because like I said, I wanted to have it where I type in when I'm going to type in and upload it, because on YouTube, it may take a minute. After that one, when I talked about Mars on Bottom, this was the only time that happened to me. It took a couple tries, and it happened before. Like I said, Mercury retrograde. It was also Mercury retrograde still. It took a while for it to upload, and it's not like it's 3 hours or anything, or wasn't one thing going on, but it was taking a long time to upload as a podcast, let alone get directly sent to YouTube. I was just like, I gotta. I ended up having, I think, to go online when show my face on the day I didn't want to show my little face, because I was just like, okay, this is not coming up, so I ended up saving it for the next day. So real quick, when I'm talking, going back and forth, like I said, this is a jump around thing, okay? This is random for real. I don't know, but I know they probably got random podcast. But I didn't want to name my stuff that, even though that's pretty much what my thing is. But what I wanted to say, yeah, that's me clicking on something. I wanted to talk about the meme that I seen, that I seen that people were saying about, actually they felt that Love and Basketball, the classic, no, it's not a rom-com. I found that term by watching Watch Mojo and all that stuff thing, Miss Mojo. It's not a romantic comedy. It's more so like a romantic drama. And it starred Omar Epps and Sanaa Lathan. I hope I got her name right. As the couple, whatever. And spoiler words, if y'all haven't seen this, y'all, don't listen to this, okay, y'all? Now, I have seen that. I've seen Love at Basketball. I seen, I seen the Best Man first one. But y'all forgive me, I have not seen Best Man Holiday yet. I have not seen part 2. I seen bits and pieces, but I did not see the full film, so that don't count. Yeah. So anyways, they were saying, a person, it was a couple people that I followed, and LeBron was strolling through the timeline, that, posted it, that said that Love and Basketball, the movie, was actually, overrated. Because really, the Omar Epps played him, that was his first love, blah, blah, blah. Like I said, spoiler alert. They end up, they were, friendship, like pals in the neighborhood. It was kind of like a basketball version of Brown Sugar, which to me, I didn't like that film for another reason. I may talk about that and another thing about why the Brown Sugar, because I know nobody actually brings up their Brown Sugar too much. I know they got reruns, but nobody actually brings it up, that movie, too much. I may talk about that's kind of overrated, but it's kind of like, in a way, like, This is kind of crossing the line. But anyways, um, and I didn't see that movie also too with Queen Latifah and Common's character. I never had seen that with Paula Patton. Because I never seen all that movie. Yeah, y'all. There's a lot of movies that I should have watched that and not seen. The Last Day or whatever that Queen Latifah movie with LL Cool J, where Queen Latifah gets a mix, the wrong diagnosis. And I've seen that. Okay, but like I said, going back to Love Basketball, and basically they end up all love. I guess she. Same for Losing Virginia with Omar Epps' character. They made it seem like it's so beautiful, like nothing don't hurt. Okay, whatever. The first time, whatever. They just made it seem like it was just so beautiful. You only see the couple seconds. You see, we'll get to that in a minute. So, anyways, they get to college. They both playing basketball. She played for the blah blah blah. Everything's good. Omar ex-parents about to get divorced. Turn out, the daddy was cheating on the mama. He's a basketball player. Blah blah blah. And then she he wants her to stay, but she got to get in curfew. Next minute, she thought they're going on a date. He go on a date with another bitch, which is coincidence because that shows how everything come back in a circle. How a lot of the movies, because Monica, I forget her last name, Monica Calhoun plays the girl that Omar Epps, like Sam Nathan's character at the place, and he basically with this chick. And you know how they played in The Best Man. The Best Man together. Like how sometimes y'all interact and go on the same fields of shows again. So she basically realized he pretty much done over with, but he calls her wanting her to be there for him because his parents are getting a divorce. So basically, I think after that they fade or whatever. Then she ends up like in the past, in the basketball. He, I think, played for pole ball and gets injured. She go back to see him after coming from overseas. Then she realized he's engaged, whatever, something like that. Blah 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 blah, whatever. Then she wants to play for his heart. And then, they basketball, but he done went in the car or whatever. Next minute, the show, they in the scene, blah, blah, blah. She playing, and here, my dad being a good daddy with that little baby and stuff like that. And the end. Yeah, that's my turn. That's my spoiler mini review. But what I wanted to say is, I agree. Not everybody's going to agree with me, but this is why I think it was like, in the end, it's, to me, there aren't there's no such thing as a perfect love story. And, not to say that people, I'm not just about everybody, but there are some people that can get past cheating or disrespect, like even what she did, because he pretty much, keep going with her, but she turn around thinking about to go on a date, she's going to see him, and then he leaves with this chick, and she was just surprised, but I was surprised she didn't react or whatever. So the fact that he had an audacity to go and hook up with somebody else, basically, whatever they were going to do, and have his girl, who's supposed to be his girl, was his girl, and do some foul stuff like that, and she still want to be, and then play for his heart while he's in a whole engagement. Okay, the Tyra Banks, had a guest appearance in the film. Okay, so. And then she ends up with him, but it's just, I don't know if even Samuel Taylor had anybody else besides him. It made it seem like that's the only man she loved, the other man she only had sex with, and so forth, whatever. If she had been with another guy, I don't remember that. With that, and it was just like she took him back, even though he dogged her. He decided to leave his fiance to be with her, obviously, and have a whole family. Some people think, not all, that was a beautiful movie, blah, blah, blah. Now, I ain't gonna lie, they have a fire-ass soundtrack. Okay, I don't know if Maxwell Woman's Worth song was on there, but they had it playing in the film, and I forgot what other songs. But I mean, they got us with that one. Okay, we'll give a thumbs up about that one. But kind of have it in a way where, she got, disrespect, and then she had to wait for, blame your fiance for me. Not to say, like, now remember, y'all, if y'all remember the classic show, A Different World, Dwayne and Whitney's character, how they were loving, they went back and forth. And she was about to get married on her wedding day. And that, she was actually about to get married. The preacher about to say, anybody objects. And Dwayne is like, having a hold. And she leaves her whole fiance, who was about to be her husband. And God rest the legend soul, Diane Carroll, who plays Whitney's mom, was like, no, don't do it. And she's like, Whitney was like, who was played by Jasmine Guy, was like, this is my man. Yes, I do. Leave him. Not saying it can't happen, but I was looking at it like, I don't know. And I don't know. It just would have been better say if they broke up first, whatever time, and she would have seen with somebody, or she didn't. If they weren't together and that happened, she just popped up, and it was some time being that's totally different, and she took a chance. But they were in a relationship. They were boyfriend girlfriend supposedly, and not supposedly, but they were a couple. So. And him kind of taking out what the issues that he's having with his parents with divorce, it's kind of like he got a tantrum and decide to take it out her, thinking like she don't have his back or whatever. So this is the movie that's my favorite. I mean, around that time, I have multiple favorites, of course, of everything, but my movie that if I had to choose between this and the other one, I actually prefer and love actually the movie Love Jones better. Okay, spoiler alert, okay. I mean, who can forget these damn classic lines such as, the dick was just talking to me. And here go to Fred, what did it say? And Lawrence Tate, Lawrence Tate, when he was talking to Neil Long's character when they first day, like, I just want to come up there and talk and start laughing. And then he got this beautiful scene. And Maxwell just was making sure he was going to have these soundtracks. He was going to be there for at least one sex scene during these damn 90s, late 90s damn black movies, whatever, right? That possibly, were gems or... I don't like, cult class, not say cult classic, but classic films, okay? Because he had the nerves to pop up, but this one, the Miss Woman's Work is a beautiful song. High pitch, I don't know about them tones, the pitch and stuff, but when he got you to something sensual remix and stuff, okay? He got you where you like, draws is coming off, panties is coming off type of thing. And, because, the something, so y'all, that's a classic. It's an upbeat, so the rich one. If it's cool, the other one is sitting here like, wait a minute, where's this going here? So, that's so there. And, it was a very sensual scene, okay? Like I said, just that alone. But they did, spoiler alert, they end up with a breakup. She ended up, I think, going with somebody he knows, one of his boys, whatever. But in the end, a year later, I know Lawrence Tate's character was a poet and a photographer. But they broke up as well. But they realized they love each other. And a year later, and realized that it was love. But, it was a break. I mean, but I think neither one of them had anybody when they got back together. And, when she was going, even though that's a little bit questionable, one of his boys, whatever, for a second, she ended up wherever, and then they moved away to end. But to me, I just liked the vibe more, and I don't know, I just felt like Omar's character in the basketball was followed in St. Lawrence Tate, and, their character. It was just something chill. And better yet, y'all, they had a Slim soundtrack too, which was of the Love Jones. I need to watch that again, now, because watching it then as in your late teens, as a legalized kid, I like to call it stage, is totally watching as a grown as person. So I should probably watch it again, just to see, the difference. Because like I said, it's totally different watching it now. Watching movies with different mind frames. That's why I didn't want to watch Love and Basketball again, because then I really don't want. Just like I don't want to watch Set It Off, not because it was a good movie, but it was so fucking sad that I do not want to watch that again. Even though we know Queen Latifah, with the grace of God, is still alive to this day, I cannot, every time I hear that day after day, and you see that damn car, I can still not take that damn scene of the Set It Off in there. Yeah, spoiler alert if y'all never seen Set It Off, okay? Needs Just Been One movie. That's it. That is a sad ass movie. It's a classic, and it had a nice little sensual love scene between Jada Pinkett Smith and Blair Underwood. Okay, as well. But with En Vogue's Don't Let Go, I think that was the last song 4 of the original members were together on, wasn't it? Okay, anyway, but like I said, Love Jones also, y'all, they had, besides Mad World Sons and Something Sensual, bro, I think the song by Escape, I think also a remake of Ride Inside My Love by, God rest her soul, the legend Minnie Riperton, Ride Inside My Love, and they ain't talking about merry-go-round, okay? That song is, yeah, I could have sworn, I forgot what artist on there, I could have sworn made a remix, but y'all, I want to point out real quick before I get off here, y'all. Do y'all remember one of the most, you know how sometimes songs, songs are supposed to be like sadder stuff or deal with sad things, like breakups and stuff, or infidelity and all this other stuff. Sometimes you be bopping your head and stuff, or songs that supposed meant for one thing, and like sometimes y'all you want to be jamming to some, you jam praise over some jamming to some of these gospel songs. But anyway, y'all, now remember a song. Now what did she still make music? Diane Ferris. You remember she was the one who really made that song. I mean, was the singer. Remember Arrested Development, the song Tennessee. I first thought she was part of the damn group, but she was singing the hell out of the song. And then she had a song. I know she came in with an album. Had a song like Passion. Remember, I'm not gonna do copyright. I know what you do. Okay. So anyway, y'all, that song is too dope. But y'all, it's kind of like it's sad in a way because I'm like, this song is so dope. Even though it's like, ain't this kind of a sad song about low self-esteem or something like that? Or kind of like doubting or being, like not wishing for the best or thinking good is going to come? Because y'all, the title of the damn song is Hopeless. But that damn beat and her singing the hell out that damn song, she makes you want to, even though you want to build and think positive things, man. Here she go be singing the chorus. Oh my gosh, that's one of my favorite songs. Even though I don't like singing no more, I do like part. She be, even the bop part, you be sitting there bobbing your head and stuff. I mean, bob, they say I'm hopeless. Do. And it's like, wait a minute, you ain't supposed to be saying you're hopeless? When you think about it, but when that song came out, y'all, oh my gosh, that was, I got the soundtrack just because I heard that song. And it wasn't because I'm sitting here like, they say I'm hopeless with it, but I'm just like, it's not really a song, but I know she talking about the day passed and stuff. Sorry, it had to end. Whatever she was talking about, but the song is talking about like a pillar with a hole in it, and people. It's like people down. I don't know, but it's just like it's not. It's like an upbeat song, but not an upbeat song. But I mean, just y'all, the song is called Hopeless. That's all I have to say. Okay, so that's probably not a good thing to like be interpreted hopeless and stuff, but it is one of those classic songs. Like, gosh, that is classic. Just that song. Okay, still dope as hell. Okay, yeah. So, okay, I ain't about to do all that. But anyway, y'all, classic. Okay. So, anyways, so I'm just about to get off here. I don't know if y'all feel the same way. Okay, I cried just a little too. You see, I cried. Now it's time for me to be strong. I'm just looking at the lyrics on genius.com. Yes, I sure need you. I just couldn't stay. Whew. Oh, they say this. I'm saying this. This is actually a catchy ass song. And it's not really an inspiring ass song. I just cried a little long. Now it's time for me to be strong. It's just a lot going on right there, but it's too talented. That's what I'm saying is that song is not really a uplifting song, but it is somewhat a bobbing, vibing ass beat. And Diane Ferris, like I said, she's talented as singer as is. I don't know if she wrote the song. Now I didn't look, but dope ass song. But it's like it's impressive. But that's what I'm saying is they soundtrack. It's dope as hell too, and like I said, I'd rather have Love Jones, and I'm going to watch that movie again probably soon. Maybe talk about, I don't know, but yeah, y'all, that Love Jones to me was, I mean, not to say Omar living good, but it was more sensual, it was more dope, it was like more, like something I could get into, and it just seemed like, the reality, but it's still the reality. Like sometimes who you find or you feel is your true love. It did already state that sometimes people can still break up, and then it takes the breakup to realize, and maybe some time to realize, like, this was the right one. And I felt that more in the connection, way more in Love Jones than I did with Love and Basketball. That's it. So anyways, hugs and loves, y'all. We about to live in the hump. We got rid of hump day, so let me get out of here. It's 11:33, and hopefully I can be on my mark. Okay, hugs and loves, y'all. God bless. I'll probably make another podcast tomorrow. Y'all know me. Okay, take care, y'all.